This is the Lenovo Yoga 9i14 7th generation, and it is one of the most impressive 14-inch premium Ultrabooks that I have ever used for the past 2 weeks. And let me tell you all about it in today's video. Now, when I first saw the press images of this laptop, I was actually skeptical whether it actually looked this good in real life. But when I took it out of the box, I am seriously impressed. Now, this laptop is made out of entirely magnesium alloy. It is a very nice unibody design, and as you can see, it has rounded edges, which is unlike any other Ultrabooks that you may have come across. Now, there's a benefit for having these round edges because it makes it really comfortable to hold, because this is actually a 2-in-1 device, so you can essentially use this both as a laptop and a tablet. So when you have rounded edges, it actually feels way more comfortable to hold it on hand, and even as you work and you rest your palm on it, it doesn't actually hurt your hand like MacBooks, because most Ultrabooks just looks like MacBook and they have very sharp edges, which isn't comfortable at all. Despite having this impressive magnesium alloy build, the Lenovo Yoga 9i weighs merely 1.35 kilograms, which is actually on par with the M2 MacBook Air, which is pretty much the same size, but I can tell you that this is definitely built way more better than the M2 MacBook Air. In terms of port selection, the Yoga 9i has a limited number of them, and that is totally forgivable due to its slim form factor. It only has 2 Thunderbolt 4 USB-C ports, 1 USB-C 3.2 Gen 2 port, 1 full-size USB 3.2 Gen 1, and a 3.5mm headphone jack. There's no full-size HDMI port right here, so you gotta depend on a dongle to connect to an external display if you actually want to. But fortunately, the USB 3.2 Gen 2 port on the right side of the laptop is fully functional, so you can connect to more than 2 monitors if you actually want to. Now, there's 2 killer features that I really like about the Yoga 9i, and that is its display and speaker. It has a 2.8K OLED touch panel that refreshes at 90Hz. It also supports stylus input as well, which Lenovo has included an active stylus inside the box. The sound system is a 4-speaker Bowers and Wilkins sound system that sounds absolutely amazing. Now, there's 2 speakers on this soundbar right here. This is not a design, by the way, but there's actually in fact 2 speakers that's included right on this soundbar here, and there's 2 other speakers located at the bottom. And I can tell that they are one of the best Ultrabook speakers that I have ever heard. And here's how they sound like. As a premium Ultrabook, the Yoga 9i has excellent specs. My unit here is powered by a Core i7 1260p processor paired with 16GB of LPDDR5 RAM and a TB of storage. Now, this is an extremely responsive machine and it's very fast to boot up, which is why it is an Intel Evo certified machine. Now, there's one thing that I really love about the Yoga 9i, which is a presence sensing feature. Now, let's say if I walk away from the laptop for a while, the laptop screen actually goes black, and when I come near to it, it seems like the webcam here has a sensor that senses my presence and it automatically turns on. And by the way, this is a full HD IR webcam that actually looks really good, and it has Windows Hello login support. So for this kind of spec sheet, it is already an overkill when it comes to basic productivity tasks. You can definitely open multiple browser tabs without any issues and even do lightweight 4K video edits, and I even tried lightweight gaming on this one and it works really well. And when it comes to doing heavy intensive stuff, I'm even more impressed with the cooling performance of the Yoga 9i, because the entire working area basically stays cool even when I'm doing some lightweight gaming, which is unlike some thin Ultrabooks that I've come by that tends to heat up on the left side of the keyboard. This laptop doesn't overheat at all, and the fan spins up really softly even when it is under load, and I can tell it is just impressive to see what this laptop can do. Now, working on the Yoga 9i is a great experience aside from its great performance, and I especially love the keyboard and trackpad it offers. The keyboard offers a very solid typing experience. There's no flexes at all, there's good key travel and tactile, and I especially love that Lenovo has made some keys on the right side here, which includes a fingerprint reader, and you can switch between the performance on the first button, change webcam background on the second one, change audio settings on the third one, and as well as switch between light and dark mode with just a press of this 4th button. And this is a really nice glass trackpad that I really enjoy using a lot, and I never need to connect an external mouse. Now, like I mentioned earlier, I've been using this laptop for about 2 weeks as my daily driver, and I'm very impressed with its battery life because, of course, it is an Intel Evo certified device. It's gotta have good battery life, right? So when I put it on 90Hz refresh rate and maxed out the brightness, I was able to get up to a 5-hour battery life on a single charge, which by all means isn't that impressive on an Ultrabook standard, but considering that it has a high resolution OLED display and it has that high refresh rate, I would totally forgive it. But if I want to push the mile further, I could actually get up to 7 hours if I set the refresh rate down to 60 Hz. So yep, refresh rate actually matters a lot, and this is definitely something you should keep in mind if you want to get the max battery life out of this device. So as you know, I really love USB-C charging on laptops, and I'm glad that the Yoga 9i supports up to 65 watts of fast charging. But I just have to nitpick something here because there's just only one USB-C port that supports charging, but the rest doesn't, which is kind of disappointing because there are times that the charger is located conveniently like on the right side of the laptop, and if I want to charge it through the right USB-C port, I can't do that. I have to route the cable right over to the left in order to charge the laptop. And there's just one more thing that I want to nitpick, and that is the lack of volume buttons on the side. Because imagine using this as a tablet, you gotta go to the volume controls right at the taskbar there to control your volume, which is kind of weird because you don't get access to the keyboard at all. So yeah, that is probably just something that Lenovo should have thought of when designing the Yoga 9i. So this particular generation of the Yoga 9i is not the latest that Lenovo has released because this is still powered by a 12th gen Intel processor. A 13th gen processor is coming up, so expect to see that popping up in Lenovo stores really soon. Now overall, I'm really impressed with what Lenovo has to offer on the Yoga 9i, and I think a lot of Ultrabooks and even Apple's MacBooks could probably learn something from this laptop because it has a really great screen, great speakers, and performance that some Ultrabooks can't even match. So yep, that's all for my thoughts on this laptop after using for 2 weeks. Let me know what you think in the comments down below, and be sure to subscribe to us if you love what you saw, and I'll see you guys in the next one.